Hi friends, this is Gautam. In this video tutorial, I am going to discuss about how to connect and access a router or a switch using console connection. We can see. So this is 2960 switch image. On this switch, you will find out one or two physical connectors for the console. Take look at the picture below. So here we can see in left side light blue color. So these two ports are console port. So one port is micro USB port and another port is RJ45. So RJ45 port means it's not like Ethernet or fast Ethernet or gigabit Ethernet port. It's a console port. So in olden days we can use only RJ45 console port only, but nowadays in new switches we have micro USB port also there for console access. These two ports are used for console access. So what I said I mentioned in this slide. So next one, even though it's an RJ45 port, it's not an Ethernet port. So when use this connection to connect this switch to a serial port on your computer with the following cable. So this is RS232 or rollover cable. So this is a console cable. We can say rollover cable. So using this cable only, we can connect to the switch or router through console. We can access that router or switches. So one end is this end is an RS232. So this is a serial port. So this port we can connect it to either our desktop or laptop, and another end is a RJ45. This port we can connect it to the console port. That RJ45 port, console port, we have to connect it. So this cable is called console Cisco console cable, and you will need a serial port on your computer. Modern computers or laptops don't have this serial port anymore, so you might have to use a serial to USB cable like this one. Actually, in nowadays, the desktop or laptop, there is no serial port. So we are using USB port only. So this is an USB connector, serial to USB connector. Using this connector, connect to the rollover cable. That is this connected to this cable. So one end RJ45 end is connected towards the switch or router console port, and another USB end is connected to our laptop. So this cable emulates a serial port and has a USB connection. So once you have connected to your computer to the switch, we can start a terminal application to access the CLI. So once you can connect this cable, you can power on this switch. So once you power on this switch, if you are using Windows operating system, there is a Terra terminal application is there. Using Terra terminal application, we can access that switch. Otherwise we can use putty application. So you have to install that putty application. From that putty also we can access the router or switch through console. So in this video session I am explaining through putty application. We can see. So this is the putty application. So once you can open the putty, it will be coming like this. So here connection type raw, telnet or login, ssh and serial. So whenever you are configuring through console, you should give serial option. Then it will asking for the serial name and as well as speed. So make sure you select the serial option. So before configuring console, through the console you should select the serial option. Then default speed is 9600. So as it is you have to give it. Then COM port. COM port will depend on your computer. So COM port is not always COM1, COM2. It depends upon the computer, the port will be changing. So if you are not unsure, you have to check through device manager. So if you are using Windows operating system, means just go to the run prompt and you have to give devmgmt.msc. So once you give this command and give OK, so it will open the device manager. So why we are going to device manager means we have to check which COM port, COM1 or COM2. So which port we have to find out. So that's why we have to go to the device manager. In the device manager, ports COM and LPT. So here red color line, here we can see COM4. So in my port I connected through COM4. So in putty configuration in serial, here I have to mention COM4 and default speed is 9600. Then I have to give open. So once I will open, so switch will be boots. So you will see lot of stuffs on console. So in console you can see lot of stuffs. So first it will initialize the flash memory. So here we can see initializing the flash memory. So switch or router, first of all it will be initializing the flash memory, because the IOS is stored in flash memory only. So normally in computer our all the data and OS or everything is stored in hard disk. Same like in router and switches, that IOS and information everything stored in flash memory. So that's why it's initializing the flash. Initializing the flash memory is required since it contains the IOS image of the switch. Its next step is to load the IOS image from the flash memory. So next the switch will load the IOS from the flash memory. So this image is loading. So IOS normally is compressed. So it uncompressed from the flash memory and loads on the RAM. So this image is indicating that one only. So that one only I mentioned here. The IOS image is compressed. So the switch uncompresses the image and loads in the RAM. You are then presented with some legal information and information about the switch. So this image tells us version of the iOS image, and iOS now up and running. So what kind of iOS is running and what model we are using. So this image is showing like that. So here red color indicating the iOS software model and which version we are using. So here I am using 3560 model and version is 12.2. It also initializing the flash memory. So flash memory is initializing. Next one, iOS starts with post for some of the switch components. So iOS start power on self test for some of the switch components, switch hardware components. So this image showing some power of self test. So the final part of the boot process gives us some general information about the switch. So the final boot process, so final part of the boot process gives us some general information about this switch model, switch iOS version, and how many Ethernet or fast Ethernet ports are there, and switch MAC address. So everything should be present here. So above we can see the switch model, the interface it has, some serial numbers, etc. It ends with the following message. So it ends with the following message, press return to get start. Once we can press enter, it will be coming like this. So depending if your switch already has configuration or not, you might see the following message. So by default in Cisco switch and router, some basic configuration should be there. So here, would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog, yes or no? So you have to give no. It will go into the user mode. Then you can configure your switch or router based upon your requirements. So once you can configure, then you can able to access the switch or router through remote access. Okay friends, so that image I will show it to you lot of images. So once you can connect through console cable, so you open putty, so this all these stuffs you can able to see. So that's why each and every image I will show it to you, what is the meaning of that image and what they are going to say. So likewise I'll show it to you. Okay friends, so if you have any queries, please ping me below comment section. I will reply to your queries. Thank you friends, thank you for watching my videos. Subscribe my channel for further updates. Thank you.